Hey Collapser, today I'm going to show you guys a bit about the Living Forest. The Living Forest is probably one of the best areas to hunt from level 500 all the way up through level 3000. Well, for starters, we're just going to talk about the things that you need to get there. First off, you do need to be level 500 in order to go in there. And then also you do need to have the Tree Bane, this here. 10 orbs from Puman, or you can go ahead and buy one off of players. It's generally a bit cheaper, or see if someone can lend you one. You can also use these small axes here. This is not recommended because they are just really hard to go and farm, and it's not really worth your time. How to get there is, if we're starting here in the temple area, you just head up over here. And again, I said it's level 500 to get in here. You have to go through this level 500 gate. Once you're here, you're just going to head basically just directly north. If you are still only about level 500, this stuff is still pretty dangerous, so be careful as you move through here. You will have to run pretty fast to get through and dodge it all. But you can definitely do it at level 500. Just every once in a while, you might die. That's fine. This is where you head on down. It is a safe area down here, so once you do make it in, you can't be killed or die or anything like that. This is where the NPC is. So you don't necessarily have to say hi. You just can come up here and say difficulty. There are several different difficulties that you can do. If you look here, you can see there's beginner, easy, normal, hard, and wicked. So there is a 3 level cap on the monsters in here, so do pay attention to that as you are fighting them, selecting the difficulty, that if you know you're taking a really long time to kill them and you're getting those 3 levels, then maybe you should change the difficulty to adjust to be somewhere where you're maximizing your experience. When you go inside, all the maps are exactly the same. There is a spot in here that is the best area to hunt, in my opinion, and it's just off over here to the right. So what I'm about to show you is the easiest method for leveling up for all vocations over here in this area. So your first step is to come stand here between all of these trees and go ahead and put a magic wall above you and below you. If you are a druid, you can also use your tree walls. Those also work just fine. Then what you'll go ahead and do is start using your axe on the trees. I've got it hotkeyed here, so that way it's quicker. And what will happen is, because we've blocked off the spots above us and below us, the trees will be forced to spawn off here overside in this area. It does take a few tries in order to get the trees to spawn, but once they do, you'll see they'll get trapped over here. Let's go ahead and get the second one here, since we have the trap up there. Sometimes the trees won't walk back into their little area and they'll stay attacking you. You can go ahead and force them back by doing so, like I just did here. So once you have your 3 trees trapped over here on the side, if you're a druid or a sorcerer, the easiest way is to just come stand over here, and you can just use your wave spell. Your wave spell does use soul, so what I do is I have a spell here which will just spam a healing spell. Note it is out of range, so it's not healing them, so that way it can maintain your soul, so you can just wave away. You use exura gran res if you're a druid, and then you'll just use regular exura if you are a sorcerer. The way to program that in Elfbot is to put in this right here. I have auto 100, and then you can list it as whatever you would like, and then say exura gran res, or again, exura if you are a sorcerer. And you can see here, it's just super easy. All 3 of them will perfectly die. They can't hit me. It's out of range. And you can drop them. You can do whatever level of difficulty you want because the trees will never touch you. Again, do remember that there is that 3 level cap, so that way you are maximizing your experience efficiency here. If you are a knight or a paladin, you run it a little bit differently. Knights and paladins don't have that long range spell right here to reach all the way. So generally what you'll do is you'll just use your AoE spell. You can stand right about here and you'll be able to hit all 3 spots right here. With the knight or a paladin though, it's generally recommended that you will cut maybe 1 to 2 other trees, and if you can tank them efficiently while still maximizing your experience, you can do so. It's just going to kind of depend on the gear that you have. I'll give you an example here of what that looks like. Looking at a paladin here, if you look at the range that it has, looks like we can skip all 3 of them if we're standing right here. Another thing that can aid in speeding up the process of hunting trees is also scripting an elf bot. You can set it up so that way the bot will automatically cut down the trees for you. So I'll show you an example here. So when I turn it on, it will automatically start chopping away at the trees that are next to me. I do always recommend that you double check the rules. While this is legal at the time that I'm making this video, do always double check to make sure that everything that you are doing with an elf bot is legal and okay to do. And that's it. Just every time these trees come up, go ahead and put up walls so that way you can start chopping them down. They will spawn on this other side because they are blocked, and you can go ahead and kill them real quick without having to take much damage. And with this, you can kill trees that are a way higher level and giving you more experience than you'd be able to take by yourself.